Hello everybody, welcome back to some Marvel Midnight Suns. And since today is Friday, I thought I would come up with a different style of video for games that we do finally manage to beat, and that will be a Friday review day. So that being said, this is my review of Marvel Midnight Suns after I've completed the base story. And I feel like I have a fair amount of time to be able just to judge what up to this point. So that being said, please keep in mind this review will not include DLC. I will make a separate review when all DLC is out and I've went through all of it. But with that being said, let's talk about the base mechanics of Marvel Midnight Sun. For those who don't know, Marvel Midnight Suns was a I want to say real-time strategy, but it's not really real-time strategy. Let's just say strategy deck building game. I think that can sum it up with superheroes. First, we'll go over the deck building mechanic. As you would play through the game, you would get these capsules, and depending who you bring into the field, they would get, a card, and that said card could do various things. Now, of course, as you get later in the game, you'll get, I guess, sub effects or additional effects tacked on a card, such as if the target is targeting the hunter, it would have been 51 plus 51 damage. And of course, these can change, as they could either A, make the card cheaper, B, let you draw more cards, or give you more heroism when you knock out an opponent with said card. With that being said, there's generally like three types of cards. There's either a heroic card, an attack card. You can only have and skill. So you can only have, I want to say it's 4 heroic cards at any given time. You have 4 heroic cards. I think it's you can't have more than 4 heroic cards. So there is a good bit of like deck building. And then of course the hunter himself has passives based on his collar or his, I want to say outfit also has different effects depending on what outfit you use. But maybe not him. So some of the other heroes' outfits can give them passes. So with that being said, that pretty much covers the deck mechanic. That's very simple. Do certain mission, get a capsule, and you're pretty much good to go. And you would basically come down the forge, get it, and you'd be able to choose from, well, depending how far you got in the game, you'd be able to choose from a set of 3 at first, and then it can be upgraded to 4. And I believe you can upgrade it one more time. So let's talk about characters. Now, there's a lot of people who like the cast and hate the cast. You don't get the Hulk till you pretty much beat the game, so I can't comment on him as a playable character, but from a story point of view, I can. But with that being said, we'll first start talking about Blade. Blade is one of the few people you'll get introduced early on. Very fun character. I like Blade a lot. His deck also is very good, depending on what you make it. And this also, we'll also talk about the friendship mechanic. The friendship mechanic, basically, the more you hung out with them, the higher you get them. Basically, the better they would get with their substats or get a card. So it honestly just depended it really was kind of passive upgrades for them. So, but I liked the friendship mechanic. I think it was neat to be able to learn more about the characters themselves. With that being said, Blade was overall a very solid character. Captain America, he's aight. Captain Marvel is also the same way of being just alright. Like Dr. Strange. Ghost Rider grew on me by the end of it. His mechanic, I guess his deck in general is unique. I'm gonna say it that way because, you know, a lot of his cards, well, I won't say a lot, but some of his cards require him to give up life. So basically do more damage. Or vice versa. But, you know, like I said, interesting character. Hulk, we didn't get much time with him. When I go through and do all the DLC, he'll probably be used, so I got better time when we get to do the DLC route. I know better. Iron Man, I used him a lot. Like this kit, it's super fun. Magic, I wouldn't say I used her a lot, but her story is very interesting, which led me to max out her friendship mechanic. Yeah, but very interesting story. Nico, didn't really use her much. Uh, Scarlet, or Wanda, very, very fun. Didn't use her as much. I used her a little bit there toward the end. Spider-Man. Spider-Man was alright. His kit is basically he does more environmental damage, which is, unfortunately, I like it. It's very unique, very interesting. But you don't know what your environmental damage is or how much you're going to have. Well, destructible environment. You know how much you're going to have. So his is kind of hit or miss. And then last, which was Wolverine. Well, he wasn't last you get, but he was definitely by far my favorite. I like his kit. A lot of multi attacks. A lot of movement. So, with that being said, Wolverine is probably my favorite to use. The Hunter, of course, was my favorite because you could do a lot with his deck. And Blade. I like Blade a lot. I like the bleed mechanic. But that is your basic heroes. Well, base heroes. And we'll talk a little bit about missions real quick. We'll talk about the different types. So you had Central, where you could exchange for different gear by giving it resources. You had Hero Ops.
See you soon.
Which will let you send out certain heroes. And then you had your mission table, which is very default. So we'll talk about the mission types. You had very simple: kill an enemy, retrieve something, kill a certain type of an enemy. So it could be like a heavy enemy, kill a certain enemy, or kill a device. The device ones were probably the worst missions in my opinion because device is way too much HP. Kill and capture a Hydra agent. That was pretty easy. You just knock them down and then take them. And that should be about all of them. I mean, you did have the you had another one where it was just basically kill set enemies while they summon ads. So I'd say the mission types overall were pretty fun. The one thing that I did want to see more of was there were missions in the story where you basically could pull in 6 people in total. I wish that was a standard mission that you could access, but it was not. with that being said, we still had a decent variety of content. Now we're going to talk about the yard real quick. Yard, very simple. You know, you do your daily training, player get a buff out of it, depending what, you know, either be XP or be, you know, willpower or some other stat, and then you get typically something else. And
time to take it to the next level.
You can upgrade skills, like, you know, you could take 2 cards, put them together, and
I
make
think
them
we've
better.
got something for everyone.
So either more damage, or either it costs less, and it'd be random. And then of course, you could apply ability to it. This is late game, and then so you can change the thing at the bottom. You can change on kill to something else. So if you don't want on kill, you could apply one of these other 3. But on kill is what I'd rather have. So, and then of course, Yard had different upgrades. You would basically gain upgrades by doing missions to earn credits. There are several mission types. I should include this. That you'll need resources to upgrade stuff. So you'll get like just different currencies. I would say anything's particularly hard to get. It just comes down to how much you're willing to grind for it. But with that being said, I would honestly say Marvel Midnight Suns, for me personally, was about a 7. 7, a little bit more. 7 out of 10, of course. The reason why it was like this is the game was a little buggy, and I found no need to go outside the Abbey. I particularly didn't care to go scourge through the Abbey, which you need to. I found no reason to do that. So, a lot of times it would just be more of a nuisance. That being said, I want to say thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for watching the series itself. I do look forward to seeing y'all again very soon. I'm hoping the DLC will be out before May. But if all the DLC is not out before then, we will see you when the last DLC is here. Take care. This has been Breaker Down 2. Review time. Review fun. Review on Friday. Goodbye.